Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of One Piece a Day. As you can probably tell from this video, this will be my sort of biggest update video since, well, the last one, because I haven't been doing these as regularly as I would like, but I'm going to try and start rectifying that. I've just been busy with other things, and I have been uploading content, just not One Piece a Day stuff. And I know these videos don't do so well right now, but I hope that they will be something bigger later. Anyway, as you can tell from the title of the video, I have hit chapter 200, and as of recording this video, I'm just shy of 200. So I know I'm lying a little bit, but by the time the video's out, it will be true. And I wanted to reflect on that, sort of put a bit more structure to the video style that I've been doing for One Piece a Day, so that there's specific talking topics for each update video, and there's something to actually discuss every single time, and hopefully once it gains traction and things like that, there can be some input for things that you all want to see. So anyway, just shy of chapter 200, I think I'm in the sort of final stretches of the Alabaster arc. Really interesting arc. I've heard that that's where the series really gains its own identity. And not to say that it didn't have an identity before that, but I think that Alabaster really sort of set the tone for sort of really fleshed out villains, large narratives that are more than just simple, oh, here's the bad guy of this island, let's deal with this. This is a lot more in depth, there's a lot more going on, there's all this political intrigue. You can't just knock down the person up the top and solve everything. And I found that really interesting. It was a lot more thought-provoking than I thought it would be. And Alabaster was roughly about where I stopped watching it consistently when it was the original 4Kids dub. I did watch up to Skypiea and actual bits of Skypiea, but that was when I was getting off the series. So anyway, have been enjoying it so far. And because I'm just shy of 200 chapters, that basically means I've roughly read 4 years worth of the manga, assuming that it's like 50 or so chapters a year. And it's really amazing sort of putting it in perspective how Oda has built this world, this power structure, and everything like that over the time that he has. Like, if you put it in perspective again, the Alabaster arc would have taken the better part of a year to write. And it would have been very interesting, like focusing all your attention on just this island. And while I have heard bits and pieces about future arcs and things like that, it's amazing that Wano can last 3 years, and there's enough content for that, and you don't really get tired. Well, he probably did get tired writing it, but he definitely has a grand scheme or grand plan for the series' future, which is very, very cool. So, as for the talking topics that we'll have for One Piece a Day going forward, I think it'd be good to sort of discuss favorite characters so far, favorite arcs so far, favorite villains, things I don't like about the series, as well as my overall thoughts of the series, and we can add to that as this sort of thing goes on. So to start off, favorite arc so far, the Alabaster arc is quite good, and the Drum Island arc did grow on me. I wasn't too sure of it originally, especially because it didn't really click with me when I watched the 4Kids dub, but I don't know if that was me not paying attention or the 4Kids dub being the 4Kids dub. So I think my favorite arc is still the Arlong Park arc right now, mainly because of Nami's flashback with Belmare. That really, really hit hard. And it's sort of the real starting point for One Piece. I think that's what a lot of people sort of agree on, that that's when One Piece really becomes One Piece. And we had really, really good character moments, and I think that that's what really defines One Piece as a series, the really strong character moments. That's not to say that any of the other arcs aren't good or memorable or anything like that. Like during the Drum Island arc, Chopper's flashback, I did actually cry. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't expect to like Chopper nearly as much as I did. But if I were to discuss my favorite arc, I think I enjoyed the Arlong Park arc the most. Favorite character so far? It's probably just Straw Hats right now because most characters don't stick around that much. That being said, like Vivi is a pretty good character, and Karoo the duck. I don't know. I really liked him, uh, but there's not much to go on beyond just going, yeah, yeah, I like that. Don't care too much for Usopp. He does have an interesting sort of character arc building slowly, but it really hasn't taken off yet. Zoro, he's fun, but there's still not a lot known about him. Sanji just sort of shows up when he's needed. Like he has good moments and things like that, but it's mostly played off to bookend something or to play on a joke. And Luffy, he hasn't really had that much character development, but he starts out endearing. Um, so I guess story wise, my favorite character right now is either Nami or Chopper, because Chopper just had his sort of character moment and build up from Drum Island, and it's like you learn everything about this character. Like I don't think that there's anything else that's like a secret in his past, which I think is important. And Nami, there's definitely more to uncover, but again, we've seen basically everything she has going on. And especially in the Alabaster arc, she's finally gotten a weapon, so there's more to her character and her moveset. But yeah, I'd say it's between those two, probably leaning closer to Chopper than I am Nami, and that's mainly because of the flashbacks. But I know that that will probably change going forward because I do really like Yamato from what I've seen of her. I mean, like, it's just took one look at her and I basically started reading the series. Favorite villain? I think it's Crocodile. I liked Arlong. Arlong was an interesting character. Not much beyond motivation of just being bad, but like he was a very threatening and interesting villain. But Crocodile is both strong and intelligent, and that works really, really well with One Piece. And it's just incredible because we know that he's one of the warlords and everything like that, and incredibly strong, has a huge reputation and everything like that. But he's built this new reputation in Alabaster, and he's playing the long game instead of the quick game because even though he has the power to really shake up the world very quickly, he's not doing that, and I find that really interesting. His power also doesn't mix well with others, which I think also makes him a very threatening villain. Like his fight with Luffy in the sort of like sand dunes was like a really one-sided fight. But it's definitely going to be resolved in a different way. But yeah, Crocodile is probably the most interesting villain so far, and I like him the most out of all the villains because he's just got a lot more going on for him. And it's the most sort of intelligent villain so far, who is also strong. Now, things I don't really like about the series, there are some pacing issues or general awkwardness because sometimes it moves way too fast and other times it moves way too slow. And while I appreciate so much variety in locations and characters and everything like that, sometimes it's a bit of a shame that we don't spend much time on a lot of the characters that would be interesting. Like, you'll introduce characters from like Little Garden or from Drum Island, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, he's got a fruit power. Oh, that's crazy. And then they're only in like, what, 4 or 5 chapters, and then you leave to the next island. So yeah, that's it's a little bit of a sort of not really. I don't really hate it or anything like that. It's just a little bit annoying. One thing that I didn't do for talking points, which I think I'll do now, is favorite fight in the series. And I would say that's probably Zoro on Whiskey Peak. I think that was the name of the island where he fights all the Brokework agents. That was an incredibly well choreographed and interesting fight where he just basically destroyed this entire island's population as he just sort of like races around the island using the environment to his advantage, beating everyone up, then redirecting their attacks and stuff. It was just really, really cool. Really showed how strong Zoro is when he's sort of on edge or when he's pushed up against a wall. It's just a shame that he can't find where he needs to go. Other things that I don't like about the series, I have mentioned it before. I don't like that some of the characters don't have enough backstory right now. Like Zoro, they got him first, and his sort of story was very briefly shown, and it was enough of a motivation to really like just get the character off the ground. But then subsequent crew members have so much more to them, and it's a little bit of a shame. Similar thing with Sanji, where you're like, yep, that's sad past and everything like that. But there could be more. So I think it's like a lack of character moments because the crew got very big very quickly. And you can't really give enough screen time to everyone as well as focus on the current arc without sacrifices. And I am sure that all of that gets resolved later. It's just a little bit annoying in the early game. And by early game, this is still like 4 years into the manga. So yeah. But overall thoughts on the series? Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep reading a chapter a day, tweeting a chapter a day, following as closely to it as possible, because I think that this did actually turn out to be the best way to experience One Piece right now. Because you do get genuinely emotionally invested in characters, you get to focus on every chapter so you can read all the dialogue very clearly, you don't skip anything, or you don't gloss over anything because you're reading too much in one sitting. I think it's the right way to do it. It is a little bit annoying when there's cliffhangers and things like that, but that's a minor complaint because you'll just read the next chapter the next day. So yeah, I think I unintentionally found the right way to experience One Piece right now. I'm sure once the series is completely done, there'll be different ways to experience One Piece, the most common of which is marathon the entire thing from start to finish. And we'll see when I'm done with this. I don't know if I'll like watch One Piece a day or something like that. There's a lot of filler, and I'm not particularly keen on that. Might pick up another series that I can put a little pun or entertaining name on, but we'll see. I will be sticking with One Piece a day, and I've got I think just under 3 years left to go by my estimate, and we'll see if the series is done by then. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I'll see you all next time.